right, so I'm 100 chapters into the Lore of the Mysteries. It's still not going well. No, I'm not giving up. I don't know if I have Stockholm syndromes, if I'm actually enjoying it, or if I hate this so much, but I'm desperate to get to the point of the story that I want to experience. Part of why I might not be liking it is because I watched season 1, and in 100 chapters, we have essentially covered the first 5 episodes, so it's extremely slow paced. I'm not complaining about that. The anime was too fast-paced. I appreciate the fact that we've slowed things down, we're having more character interactions, we're spending more time on certain things. Not that we've gotten any real new plot points, but I do appreciate the slower pacing. That is not a complaint. But because I'm not learning really anything new, it might just not be as engaging as I feel it could be. So, issue there. Before I go into spoilers, the writing has, I want to say it's not gotten any better. We are definitely still in the exposition dumping phase, and the third person omniscient narrator who's just spewing facts, this is very much a tell rather than show. And again, I thought around chapter 50 we were out of the exposition dumps. I was wrong. They're still going strong. But I think I've been basically told chapter 150 to 200, that's when the writing starts to become more bearable, or I just become numb to the fact that this is the most poorly written thing I've ever experienced, and it just gets better from there. I'm excited for the story, okay? I'm not excited. I don't believe the writing's going to change very much. Part of what I'm not enjoying right now is the fact that Klein, to call him like the Mary Gary Sue would be inaccurate, but not entirely. He feels too extraordinary wish for fulfillment at this particular moment, in the sense that, hey, he showed up one day, transmutated into this other person, was fine, could completely forget his other self, I don't know his real name. He just took on, I am Klein now, and he never refers to himself as his past self. The most information I get from who he was before all this is he called himself a keyboard warrior. He watched a boxing fight before when he was like, okay, someone told him to throw a punch to test his fighting skills. And he's just like, I thought back of what I seen people do when they threw a punch. Like, we're not getting much on who he was before. It's almost like Klein's original personality knowledge, while it's fractured, I want to say maybe a point is that it's taken over who he is and he's just assimilated into this new personality entirely. To the point, like, while yes, getting home would be good, he seems perfectly content with the situation he found himself in, this new world that he's in. I wish we got more of who he was before and the struggle to keep his identity while having someone else's brain in the body. Now, as for how the story's going, okay, so he wakes up in someone else's body. Immediately, it feels like he's able to get into this secret organization, first as a civilian volunteer job placement, whatever, and he's going to make so much more money than he ever could have at this university that he was applying to. Sure, fine. And it's given the explanation of, well, something supernatural happened to you. There's a good chance it's going to come back around, so you'd be safer in our organization. We got secrecy, but you clearly already know about it, so we can tell you a little bit at some clearance level. But then immediately he's able to take the potion and start the process of becoming a Beyonder. Then not long after that, it's like, okay, you took down this high-level Beyonder. We're so impressed that you were able to do that. Good job. Apparently we're going into spoilers. And it's slightly before that, he had been taking, like, shooting lessons. And it's like, these high-level Beyonders, and who are more superior than me and higher levels, they're not shooting very well compared to me. Oh, wait a minute. It's not that I'm so great. They have a plan. They're trying to lure him into this other direction and get this to happen. He honestly thought for a second, like, oh, I'm so much better than these people around me? Oh, no, wait, I'm not. Little frustrating, just that line of, these experienced people aren't shooting as good as me. Even if it was explained, not a fan. But then it's just like, I made this medallion, and I'm an enthusiast of the occult. Hey, this other person who is friends with my sister comes up as like, I would call you an expert. Goes to the not the tarot club, the divination club. As soon as he walks in, it's like, hey, would you like a divination? Or are you here to work? Come, let me tell you everything unprompted about how much you can make, the prices you set, how our organization works. Do you want to join us? And then immediately he gets like one client, and his confidence and skill puts him at a bar above everyone else. So now people come to him and they're waiting all day for him to show up at the club. He gets a reputation so fast as being like a prodigy. He's just so great at everything he does, and it is frustrating, I would say, except he's clearly faking everything. When he starts the tarot club, he puts himself as like playing the role of this god to manipulate the two other characters to get them on his side and to give him the information that he needs. He puts himself at a higher position of authority, and he's bluffing. And I like, apparently, when people are just bluffing. I don't like straight up lying and manipulation, but somehow there's a line between that and just bluffing and pretending to be a god. I like the divination club. I like, the tarot club. I like it a lot. So him taking advantage of the situation and playing with forces beyond his control is very entertaining to me. So, like, I want to really hate the gray fog in a sense, because, like, at the very end of chapter 100, he's had this dream. He's, like, needs to reproduce the image, but he can't draw. So he goes to the gray fog, and it's like he prays to himself to give me the power to draw, and he's able to draw a perfect portrait of this guy that he's looking for. I want to be like, this gray fog is overly powered. It is ridiculously powered. It's frustrating. It makes the story too easy. But then it's like he's in the gray fog and he's doing the dowsing. I love dowsing. I really do love dowsing as a method. Like, yes or no, answer this question. The dowsing routes are just always cool, and the medallions involved. So it's like he's asking a question. Am I in danger? Yes or no. The fog will give him the answer, give him the power to answer it. And I want to say that it's David Ex Machina too powerful, but he's clearly playing with forces beyond his control, so I'm invested. What happens when you take this too far? You don't understand all the forces that you're messing with. So right now it's helpful, but what happens in the future? So I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Back to the why can't I get these names right? The Tarot Club. Miss Justice. What's her name? Audrey, maybe? Love her. I want to say spoiled, but that's not right. Sheltered rich girl who can just, like, make it rain money. So Alger, the hanged man, is just like, yeah, I'll give you information on Beyonders and anything you need, but, like, give me this shark, some weird shark blood or something that's really hard to get. Yeah, I can siphon some of that out of the vault. I'll ship it over to you. Where you want this sent? I want 1,000 whatever their currency is, which is, like, an insane amount of money to them. And she's like, okay. Same place, money to burn. And she's just this sheltered rich lady. I like her, and the fact that she's a spectator. So her pathway is going to be of observation, and I just find her very interesting. It could just be also because she has a dog who also drank the potion. So I'm very, very, very excited to see more of her, how her character arc is going to go. I want to know if, I don't know, if the pirates come and invade and the hangman shows up and maybe he's raiding the place and she's like, it's you! It's you! I don't know. I don't know what I want from her and her story, but I'm excited to see it. The hanged man is, of course, also very mysterious, is brooding. He's on the ships. I'm waiting to get to pirates here. I'm waiting for the pirates. So his adventures, and there's a ghost on a ship, and what he's doing, what he wants, all that stuff from her for. I'm very invested in what's going to happen with him. Back to Klein, like, I thought of it when he was talking to Justice. It's like, oh, you should have a government that is open to the public, and they can all take these courses, and it can be open vote and democracy and yada yada. And I'm just like, is the story really going to have him just through conversations reshaping the world and government of the story? He feels like he's got too much sway in too many things, and people respect him too quickly, and he's able just to cause all these changes down the road. I don't know. He's annoying me a little bit, except when he's pretending to be a god in the tarot club card place. I don't know. I don't know how I feel at all. The vibe is, of course, awesome. I love the secret organizations. I love all the powers. Oh, the notebooks. Okay, so we have the Antagonist notebook. It's in a vault now. We had the Bieber guy who had the notebook, and they took him out. But it's, I keep calling him Rose. Roselle's diary is what I am here for. And why does he get to have like a stronger personality than Klein? Like I feel like this guy is funny. We're talking it's like little diary entries. Oh, they want me to marry this lady. Not going to happen. Ridiculous. You know, she's actually pretty cute and funny. Maybe I should get married to her. What's she up to? I feel like his personality's actually coming through with the diary entries, and Klein is just so boring to me, really, in general. But him coming from the other world, what was he after? Why does he regret not going through the seer pathway? What happened to him? The mysteries of everything that happens with him in the past. Definitely want to know more about him. Sorry, battery died. So concluding thoughts. I'm most interested in the original Klein's history into the notebook, what research he was doing, what led to the suicide. Right now, we know of another person that was there, hence the drawing that he did, try to find this person. We know who sold the notebook to the professor guy who originally had it. We know what happened after the suicide events that led to Bieber being turned into a monster, as his family had history with the Notebook's family, and it turned him into a monster when he failed at absorbing the ritual to it. I'm still very interested in what they were doing with it initially in the beginning. What else? I am very interested, obviously, in Rosie's diary. Yes, I will still be referring to him as Rosie. I don't know why. I really want the Antigonus family notebook, more information on that. My favorite chapter section that we had was Klein's solo mission, where he went to a factory owner who is being haunted by a ghost, someone who died of lead poisoning. And yes, it's a little bit hammered in, but this was the one example where the poverty, class disparity was on full display. And while, yes, heavy-handed, what else is new about the writing of this series, but how people are forcing themselves to work in unsafe conditions even when they're sick. It's like, oh, they could have stayed home. I wouldn't have fired them for this. No, but they wouldn't have got paid. They needed the money. Their family was one paycheck away from losing their housing, and this person died from lead poisoning. Multiple people have gotten sick for that. Hey, why don't you update your facilities to prevent this? Well, that wouldn't make me competitive with the other ones. And it's like there's no overboarding regulations. So it's clear that Klein wants systems put in place to help these people. And I liked that element of the story. I just wish that it was written better. What else? Oh, The Alchemist. This is my actual most exciting thing that I have. So a client came for a divination at the Tarot Club and insisted on Klein because the girlfriend slash fiance maybe, and guy that was missing on a ship incident that had to do with the demoness pathway, he went missing, and she went to Klein to say, when is he safe, what's happened to him? And Klein was able to say, he will be home waiting for you right now. The fact that he delivered that with such authority, she's like, no charlatan is going to say something with this much confidence that could be easily proven wrong. And she rushes home, and he's back from a terrible journey that he's been through. He made it back in time. So that led them to believe he's the real deal. So there was also another guy who had, I think it was lung problems, and Klein immediately goes, you should go to the doctor, by the way. Something's wrong with your aura. Now a new person comes, he has liver issues, and he knows the first group, and is asking Klein about, is this surgery safe? And Klein's deviation methods keep saying the surgery is too dangerous, and he recommends the apothecary that the guy with the lung problem had. So he goes there, and the guy with the liver problem ends up buying expensive medicine. He says, take it 3 times and you'll be completely cured. This charlatan, I've been swindled. I bet you that Tarot Club card was in league with this. That's why he was so cheap. Make me not question the expensive medicine. Oh well, I'll try it. And he's completely cured immediately. I want to know more about this apothecary because he took off running immediately. He's like, yeah, people are asking questions. I'm getting a reputation. Hey, apprentice, you take over. I'm out. I need to know more about this apothecary. So there are elements of the series that I am genuinely enjoying. Elements of the story that I'm very interested in to see how they'll play out. There's a very large part of me that just hates the writing and can't believe that I'm still actively reading this. And then there's another part that's just like, pirates are in the future. I will get to the pirates. So that is all I got. I will talk to you later. Bye.